You talk about fake news. I put it to you that Extinction Rebellion is more responsible for fake news than any newspaper in this country. In fact, just last week, you were forced to delete 2 scenes from a propaganda movie fronted by Keira Knightley that your own scientists said were a lie. It included the claim that climate breakdown was already killing 400,000 people every year, and that scientists warned that human extinction is a real possibility. They were lies from the Extinction Rebellion, not a newspaper.
No, they weren't lies. We've already said that they weren't lies.
Well, why have you deleted them from your own movie?
You're a journalist, Dan, right? And you're meant to be looking in. How many peer-reviewed papers have you read about the scientific data on climate crisis?
Liam, you've deleted them from your own movie. Your own scientists to have deleted them.
You're negligent to your listeners because you're not reading the facts about how bad this climate crisis is. You're not telling people about the fact that in government, the National Atmospheric Association of America put out a report saying that in 2034 we could have a blue ocean event. Do you understand what a blue ocean event is?
Liam,
Dan?
can you answer my question, please?
No, can you answer mine?
No, because I'm actually hosting this interview. You're here to answer my questions. So I'm asking you why...
You're an environmental activist, you said to Claire Farrell last week. Do you know what a blue ocean event is?
Correct. Excuse me, Liam.
Do you know what it is, Dan?
Liam, listen to me
do you not
answer
want
my
to
questions
about what a blue ocean event
is. Because
Liam,
I'll tell you why. As I said to Claire, your leader on last week's show, I will not allow the Extinction Rebellion to peddle fear on this show. I will not allow it. And I am saying to you that this film was opposed by your own scientists, and you have tried to avoid the question and throw something else at me. So answer me this. Why did your own film have to delete these 2 claims about the climate breakdown already killing 400,000 people every year and scientists warning that human extinction is a real possibility?
Why aren't you telling your listeners about...
Okay, so you're not prepared to answer that question. Just to be clear, why are you not answering that question?
I'm trying to answer the question. I'm answering it now. So Johan Rockström of the Potsdam Institute has talked about the catastrophe of what a 4-degree world looks like for this planet. Have you read that report?
Nope.
Exactly. You call yourself an environmentalist, but you're a fraud, Dan. And we know you're a fraud.
The Extinction Rebellion are a group of frauds.
And the listeners in this country and the listeners listening to this, they know you're a fraud. We know that you're lying. And you know that we know that you're lying. And that's what this whole media nonsense is all about. And that's why 2% of adults have faith in journalists to tell the truth.
What's hilarious about this is that you have just refused to answer a very basic question. Why did the Extinction Rebellion peddle fake news that your own scientists disagreed with in a propaganda film fronted by Keira Knightley designed to terrify an entire generation of young people? I think it's sick, actually. And I think it's sick that you're trying to break down and suppress freedom of the press as well. And I was an environmental activist growing up, and I still care passionately about the environment. But what I don't want is to reverse capitalism, because that's what Extinction Rebellion is really about. What I don't want is to enforce the entire country to go vegan. And I really don't believe that public opinion is on your side.
Was that a question?
No, it was a statement.
I didn't hear the question.
It was a statement that you can respond to if you choose to.
You're giving me a statement, but you're like this pantomime character, and it's pathetic, mate. And the fact is that most people see through it, and there's a collapse happening in the trust of organisations like yours, which is owned by Rupert Murdoch, which puts out just bile and garbage and racist stuff that is quite...
Do you listen to this show? Liam, can I ask you a question? Do you read The Sun every day, and do you listen to this show every day between 4 and 7? Because what you're explaining is not at all what our show is, and it's not at all what my newspaper is. So I think you're actually totally unable to make that comment unless you read The Sun every day and listen to me every day between 4 and 7. Do you do those 2 things?
Well, I think you were just taken to court for saying some stuff about people.
Well, there's no judgment in that case.
Yeah. Well, look, we know. Look, you're at the end of the day, there's 2% of adults that have trust in journalism at the moment. It's owned by 5 crooks, 5 billionaires that are trying to put out a constant narrative
they're
of
not
hate
crooks,
and
they're
division.
businessmen.
Oh, they're businessmen, are they?
Yeah.
What? And so we're meant to trust them now, are we? Because you've called them.
No, you don't have to trust them. You don't have to trust them. But if you want to read a newspaper in this country, you have a plethora of choice. You can read The Guardian. Now, for some reason, Liam, The Sun sells many, 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 many times more newspapers than The Guardian. That is choice. That's capitalism. I know you're totally against capitalism and that this is what the debate with Extinction Rebellion is really about. You want to roll back capitalism, don't you, Liam? Answer me that question.
You're confusing this issue as an issue of ideology.
Do you believe in capitalism?
Allow me to finish the question.
It's a simple question. Do you believe in capitalism, yes or no?
Capitalism is killing itself. Do you not understand that?
No, I don't understand that. I don't agree with that.
You're not an environmentalist as you claim to be, because you're not understanding.
Okay, so Liam, that means that you're saying to our listeners and readers that you have a stark choice. You can either be a capitalist or an environmentalist.
No, you can be somebody.
Well, that's what you just said.
We can be someone who's looking to upgrade democracy and get rid of the corrupt politicians. A politician, by the way, Boris Johnson, who's just been told by the European Council that he's had an official warning for blacklisting investigative journalists because they're stopping them doing their job and they're blacklisting them. So if anybody's attacking the free press, it's Boris Johnson at the moment, not Extinction Rebellion, who did a stunt to show that 5 crooks are controlling 70% of the media in this country. 5 billionaire crooks are controlling the media and what gets put out. And that's partly owned, the wireless group that own this organisation are part of it as well.
Liam, final question. I just want to give you a chance to clarify.
Do you think... Just 1 second, Dan. Just 1 second.
No. This is my interview, Liam. I've given you a huge amount of time. I've given you a huge amount of time because I love to have all voices on this show. I've given Extinction Rebellion a platform on this show for 2 years, but you've got to answer my questions. Do you believe that Extinction Rebellion will be successful in undermining capitalism in this country?
It's not about whether we're going to be successful in undermining capitalism. It's whether we're going to be successful in creating a meaningful democracy with regards to creating citizens' assemblies and getting rid of the corruption in Westminster that's endemic, that creates the corruption of media establishments such as Murdoch's News Corp.
Given the stunt, Liam, final question. Given the stunt has backfired so badly, will you try and blockade newspaper printing presses again, or do you accept it was an experiment gone very badly wrong?
I don't really accept that it's backfired. Miles and Moore, a former Sunday Times journalist, says, as a former Sunday Times journalist, I strongly support this action. Murdoch is Lord of Lies. He is doing incredible harm.
Don't be ridiculous. Liam Norton, the Extinction Rebellion activist, please do come back because I love having a fair and balanced discussion on this show.